This is a great question and it's definitely relevant to my life. This question says, how do I handle and cope with grief and loss in a healthy way? So let's talk about that real quick. It shows up in a lot of different ways, right? You could be grieving death, relationship, friendship, job, right? But you want to know how to handle those things in a healthy way. So let's just speak about grief as it relates to death, because most people want to know that, right? So the first thing that you need to know, and I want you to look up, I'm not going to break these things down, because there's a lot, right? So there's 5 stages of grief, all right? Look these things up and understand what they are, because you have to go through those processes to understand your emotions in the moment and in the future. And the thing about those 5 steps, they show up at different times. I'm saying, like, you'll have different types of emotions, but they show up different in different environments. So it might show up a particular way at your job. It might show up a particular way in your relationship at home. It might show up a different way with your kids, show up a different way with your friends. It's gonna show up nevertheless. So the thing is, you gotta understand the 5 stages of grief. First of all, before I get into that even further, go seek out a counselor. We cannot continue to try to manage these emotions on our own, especially if we were never taught the tools. Go seek out a counselor, get help to help you manage these emotions. They will break down the 5 stages of grief for you so that you can understand them. Now you have the tools, now the ball is in your court. So as you're going through these processes, you'll begin to understand yourself further. Then you can even help someone else as they're going through the process. And it's different types of grief, as I explained earlier. But when you talk about losing a loved one, it hit different. It hits very different. 'Cause I've lost so many loved ones in such a short period of time, it'll make your head spin. But you got to understand, first of all, death is a natural part of life. The selfish part of us want, our loved ones here forever, in which, forever just does not exist. So we have to understand that everyone has an actual expiration date. We have to enjoy and celebrate the time that these people were here and the good times that we spent with them. Not dwelling on the negative, not dwelling on the what ifs, not dwelling on the I wish I would have, I wish I could have, not dwelling on those things, because at the end of the day, that person cannot come back and you can't do those things that you wish you would have. So the best thing that you can do is celebrate life, celebrate the positivity, and enjoy the good times, right? And understand that your day will come as well. So show up the way that you need to show up in your family lives, in your friends' lives, right? Because at the end of the day, we all have a birth date and we all have a death date. So that dash in the middle determines how we lived our life. So what do your dash say? Right? What will your dash say to your loved one and everybody around you? Who knows? Only you truly know that. So just be a great person, celebrate life, celebrate the positivity, and again, seek out counseling, understand the 5 stages of grief, and as you go through those processes, you will be able to cope with those things a whole lot easier. Coty Motivation.